Hey everybody, another day, another movie. We're making progress. So I watched A Night to Remember from 1958, which is a British film by Roy Ward Baker. A lot of these movies, I'm trying to kind of determine for myself the criteria they use to add something to the Criterion collection. Because their statement is rather vague, right? It's movies of historical or social significance. Cool. And so far, we've had a lot of like big name directors who's like, well, of course, you want something that epitomizes their work because they're famous in the genre. And so what they make is of significant historical significance. Roy Ward Baker, I haven't heard of before, but this movie I can understand being in the collection because this movie is about the sinking of the Titanic. Forget Leo, forget Kate. This movie is purported to be, by experts, the most accurate representation of what happened that night. It is still a drama, right? It is not a documentary. It is still a story, narrative. There's not a single focus main character by any stretch. Apparently, the director built sets according to the blueprints for the Titanic. Costumes, of course, match the period. Some of the characters are based off the manifest. Interviews were done with survivors. Other characters are amalgams or combinations of various characters that were there. Let's lump a couple of lower class people together and have him do those stories. It is not the action film you might think it would be because like there's no scene of somebody like running down a hallway as the water splashes and chases them or anything like that because the boat took like 2.5 hours to sink, so it's very a slow rise. What's The people on the ship, of course, are panicking, trying to get into the lifeboats. It's women and children only, but men are trying to sneak in, and some women don't want to leave their husbands. And there's a general feeling of anxiety and panic there. But the crew of the ship, for the most part, is very calm. And they're the only characters who really know how bad it is from the beginning. And they are very British about it. They are very calm and collected. And, well, I guess we have to deal with this situation. There's also some drama with like other ships trying to get other ships to come pick them up. One of the main problems is the passengers and the crews of other ships have all heard the unsinkable Titanic, and so nobody believes that it's going badly until it's too late. It's very interesting. It's very well made. I liked it a lot. I will say, see, and I keep coming back to Armor Cord. Uh, the main difference here, though, Amarcord was trying to capture a moment, right? This is what it's like to live in a small Italian town in this time. A Night to Remember is capturing an event. So there is an inbuilt narrative as the ship sinks, right? And you do learn a little bit about some of the various characters. Although it is pretty diffuse. I didn't bond to any individual character, but I didn't need to. Anyway, it's definitely worth a look. I enjoyed it a lot. And it's in English, which, for some of you might be a determining factor. Now, I would like something a little more modern, I think. The most modern thing I have watched on this list so far is from 1973. And don't get me wrong, it's great to go back and see these older films that I haven't seen before. Because to date, I have not seen any of the movies from this list. Now, when we get to movies on the list that I have seen, I'm going to watch them again in a new context. In the context of these other films on this list. But next is still a film I have never seen. It is John Woo's The Killer from 1989. I've Never seen a John Woo film. I know, I am way out of the loop, but that's one of the reasons I'm doing this. So, that'll be next. Thanks for coming along with me. I'll see you guys next time.